Hey guys, welcome to another week with us at No Bad Trade. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far, and you guys are prepared for the new week. So before we get started, I'd like to say at No Bad Trade would like to have a free live webinar every Sunday night before the market open, and we'd like to see and project and analyze the pairs that looks interesting to us every time. So it's always a free webinar that we drop on our the free link is always on our Telegram channel, and you can always catch up live with us if you enjoy what we do. So you're gonna see our Telegram address and our Telegram handle in the college, on this video. So be sure to like, subscribe, and join our free Telegram channel to get weekly weekly update of our trades and our analyses, spanning from the fundamental point of view to the psychological expectations of what we should be waiting for before the market opens. So it's always fun. So that being said, let's get straight into this pair. So one of our pair of interest this week is actually the Gbpjpy. So last week we actually had an outlook for this pair, which looks really incredible. So far in profit, you can see it in the picture below. We saved this setup. It's looking so incredible. I think about 90 pips in profit right now, but then we have to take it over again this week, because at the end of every week, you always want to, go back to your chart, clear things up to understand things better, find new opportunities, and to see what the week has to hold. So now we're going to start with Gbpjpy. So the first thing we do is to take things to a monthly zone. You can see the monthly zone. We always have our major zones, right? We have our major zones right here. We have the upper, low, and the mid-range zone. So what can we see right on this pair is the fact the price is actually approaching this gray zone, which is a mid-range zone. So, but to understand things further, we'll always want to break this. What is happening right here? We always want to break it out to see what is going on. So what do? We bring out the different zones that are right here to make things simpler, to break things down even more simpler. And then before we even go on anything, we can see we have price moving on a lower trend right from this level right to this level. So we want to bring out our trend line. So we've got a trend line right here. So what is the information this is giving us? Now this is giving us a very beautiful information that after price broke this upper blue zone, price is actually coming to this level, to the resistance, to the trend line, monthly trend line resistance that's been holding since I think somewhere around June 2007 or somewhere around that, right? So it gives us an information already that if we could actually amplify things properly and we are patient enough to react to opportunities the market might be giving us, we already understand the fact the price is actually on a very strong bullish move. So let's take it to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, right, what can we see right here on the weekly time frame? Hold up, let me make sense of things. So very good. So on the weekly time frame, what can we see right here? What we can see on the weekly time frame is actually price breaking this key level, and price has been on a very strong uptrend since about 2020, the 5th of 2020, and now we want to make sense of things, right? It's broken this key level. Let's identify the key level where prices is broken. We have a key level right here, and price seems to be retesting, right? So about 4 weeks ago, we have price made the first retest at this level, made a push it upside. 2 weeks ago, we have a very strong bearish move, and so far so good. Last week closed as a very strong pin bar, right? Pin bar or hammer, right? Bullish hammer, right? And this is beginning to make sense to us because the pin bar hammer could only indicate that, okay, we have a lot of buy pressure for last week, meaning the market opened higher, the bulls pushed the prices to the downside, and before before the end of the week. Before the end of the week, we saw the bears pushed it lower, and before the end of the week, we have the bulls, coming to give us a very strong, bullish hammer. So now this is beginning to make sense to us. So what do we do the next? We go to the daily time frame to amplify things better, right? So one thing we know for sure is the price is going to reject this. Definitely, we could be having a push at this level, right? But this is a very long this is going to be a very long swing for us personally, right? About 500 plus pips. But now the goal is for you to be able to capitalize on price movement at different level and take advantage of prices at different level, right? The game is not to stay in and out, in during every single move, in as much as like you don't have a bigger capital, you want to get in and out at the most probable area that the market can present an opportunity for you. And when you take your profit, you want to keep riding and finding a re-entry and all of that. So so this is beginning to make sense. So what do we have right here, right? Ever since prices rejected, right, 2020, right, you can see prices been moving on a higher low, and this was the last higher low right here. So we know something for sure. If price is going to reject, definitely this is a very good place for price to reject and just give us the push of the upside that we expected, right below the resistance, right? So let's go to the 4 hours time frame to understand things a little bit better, right? So what we can see on the daily time frame is the fact that prices started to move to move on a bullish. It's still moving on a bullish structure, right? And we want to make sense of everything that's really happening. So let's go to the 4 hours time frame to amplify things even much more better, right? So on the 4 hours time frame, what do we have? We can see a trend line right here with price rejected last week, which was the basis for our last week entry on this pair, right? So we have the first touch right here. You can see the first touch, you can see the second touch, and you can see the third touch right here, right? And we have also the trend line to the upside right here, making price form into a very good channel. We could call this a very good channel. You can see the first touch, you can see the second, and you can see the third touch right here. So this is giving us a very good information, right? So we could be having a situation where prices has given us a push, right? Giving us an exhaustion, right? Giving us a further push to the upside, right? Price giving us an exhaustion, right? And upon this area of buyer's injection into the market that we spoke about on the weekly time frame, upon which price is going to reject them, price may be giving us the next phase of push to this upside. So price is already giving us an information that this could be a very good and solid opportunity for us. But we don't assume in the market. Remember, you don't trade the market based on what you feel, right? You react to the market based on the information the market, is giving you, right? So now, that being said, we're already starting to make sense of the fact that the bullish pressure might be coming in from this level. But then what do we want to do on the 4 hours time frame? To put us on the safe side, what we simply want to do on the 4 hours time frame is to identify our 4 hour zones. So what do we have right here? We have a first zone right here. Now, what makes this zone a very key zone for us? You can see area of sensitivity, right? So if you want to mark your zone, you want, of course, look out for areas of sensitivity, right? Or where price has rejected, right? You can see the resistance, support, resistance, and you can see price really moving good, right around that area. So we have the first. We have our first zone right here. Then we have another zone right to the top side. You can see this next zone right here. You can see areas of what key. You can see the key value area of sensitivity right on this space. So right now we are having an area right here, right? So now what does this actually mean for us, right? What does this actually mean for us? That's the real question we want to ask ourselves. So let's look for another area of sensitivity, right? Let's make sense of things, right? So I think we got another area of sensitivity right below this key level, right? So this is beginning to make sense to us, right? So now what do we have? Right, we know something for sure. We know something for sure that if price, right, if price should break that level, the indication of this key sensitivity zone is the fact that if price should break this level, then we might be having a push, to this side and to this level, and this is definitely going to be a very beautiful trade for us, at least to this next key level, right? At least to this next key level. So this could open up about how many pips trade, about 141 pips trade, which is a very big deal, for us, going into the new week. So now that we already have the zones, in game, so we want to move to the 1 hour time frame to amplify things even much more better and see things from a clearer point of view, right? So hold up a minute. Let me make this zone a little bit bigger so that we can understand the full picture, right? So now coming to the 1 hour time frame. Now, before we get into the 1 hour time frame, I want to spot something out, right? So what is really going to validate this trade? Just looking at it on the 4 hours time frame, definitely we saw a mini resistance right here, right? So if we can get the break of this key level right here to this level, right, we could be finding a mini exhaustion, just a smaller exhaustion, but the break is what we're looking out for. Then we could be finding our trade opportunity to the next key level and take our profit. Then when market present another opportunity to move higher, then we could be finding even better opportunities to this level. But then we want to work with this level first. So now let's take things to the 1 hour time frame to amplify and see if we can even get some much more better information on this pair. So what's the first thing we want to see right here? So what we want to do right here is the fact that we want to understand what is right this level. So maybe if we could break things down, things will get a little bit more simpler for us. We could be having even a much more better entry opportunity, that we can even have much more risk reward on this pair. Remember, we are always big on our risk reward, right? If the risk reward is not worth it, then we're not getting into the trade, right? It's just a simple rule of law, right? We don't want to risk more than we can lose, right? So we want to make sure that when we get into the market, it's definitely what us getting into the market for. So now we've got this in game, right? So let's look for other levels on the 1 hour time frame so that we could break things down a little bit, right? So we have a level right here, as you guys can see it. We've got a key level right here, and then we have the lower level, which is of course the level that's right here, right? We have a key lower level, which is level that's right here. So what is the significance of this, right? What is the significance of this? It's pretty simple. The significance of this is pretty simple. Okay. Hold up a minute. Yeah. So yeah, good. So right now, if you put it on the line chart, hold up a minute. Let me find it very better. Okay. Anyways. Okay, anyways, let me take it off. So we can see the mid range, the upper, the mid range, and lower range, right? Remember on the 4 hours time frame, we said if price should break this level to the upside, then we could be looking for a mini retest back to this level. Then we can be looking, for the push to this, next level, right? So now, what are we seeing right now? So coming to the 1 hour time frame, I guess we could see even something much more better. And what is that? We can see price actually breaking a very key level, which is much more obvious on the 4 hours time frame. We can see price breaking this key level. You can see price breaking what seemed to be like a channel, right, on the 4 hours time frame. When we bring it to this level, you can see prices breaking this key level. So now the price is breaking this level. Now what can we say, right? So let's look at the chart flow right here. Let's see what price has been doing. Let's understand the chart flow of prices, and so that we can find, now we are about the time where we want to find key confirmation entry and what we're looking at for us to enter this trade, right? So one thing we're gonna notice is the fact that when price rejected right on this level, it gave us a very strong pin bar, right? A very strong pin bar before this strong push, which we've already been in at this level, right? And we're looking at forward to add a new entry, right? Which for the new week, the new folks can, get in with us, right? So we saw a very huge pin bar. What does this mean? This means that this huge pin bar actually signified the presence of a buyer's injection right on this level. So right now we have a strong buyer's injection right from this level right here. You can see it right on this level right here. So the buyer's injection has been sustaining. It's been the reason why this mid-range zone has been broken, right? You can put it on the line to see properly. The mid-range zone has been broken. Not only the mid-range zone got broken, we can see this channel, right, that formed as a result of this consolidation, market pricing this level, before the rejection, right? Breaking it, right? So now what do we know? We know for sure that this injection can, sustain the movement of price this level. At some point, there has to be an exhaustion. Remember, after every push in the market, right, there's bound to be an exhaustion, right, before we find the next phase of the push to the upside. So exactly what we're dealing with, right? So now what do we know? Something for sure, the price is going to eat this. Remember, we said only if price should break this level and find as a retest, right, looking at our 4 hours confirmation, then that's when we're going to find a very good buy opportunity. But now looking at the 1 hour time frame, understand the fact that this bullish entry, this bullish injection right here cannot sustain, right, the strong push to the upside. So we know at some point it's got to be like an exhaustion. So one thing we know that is we're waiting for the push to this level. Definitely we're expecting an exhaustion to get back to this level. So for trendline trader, it's like a break and a retest for them, right? For we is a push and exhaustion, right? So we're expecting the next phase of the push to come in right below this level, right at this key level, right? So this key bias injection right to this level will signify even a better entry for us. So right, instead of getting it right on this level, we can actually find a better entry around this level that could make sense for another 61 pips gain, right? So if we could find the bias injection right here, then we can actually trade to the upside to to have a take profit, right exactly on this level. So what does it mean for us? So how many pips are we looking to make? Of course, 163 pips now instead of the usual 140 pips, right? So now on this trade, we could actually, sorry, let me take the arrows off. So on this trade, hold up. Good. So on this trade, what could we actually be having? We could be having a situation whereby upon price retesting this key level right here, you can see this key level right here, coming to turn this resistance into a support again, right? For price to reject this key level right here, so we could be having a situation where we could be entering the market for another 164 pips right to this level and risking just about, for the market to be able to breathe, we could be risking as much as 40 to 45p, which makes sense for even more than 1:4 risk reward ratio. So this is what we're looking, on the GJ. So before I cut this video off, right, I would love to talk about the fundamentals point of view of this pair, because I love to talk about the fundamental and the psychology behind the setup, right? On the fundamental point of view, right, the UK just ease off its lockdown, and it seemed like the economic activities are back, in game, and people going out, businesses are opening and all of that. So what does this mean for the pounds? This is a very big cheer for the pounds, right? This is an optimistic news for the pound, making us understand that for the next couple months, if it could remain like this and the lockdown could be eased and all of that, right? Economic activity is going to get back into the whole region. The economy is going to go up, and things are really going to look really positive for the pound's economy. And technically, we're looking for a situation where the pound is going to appreciate over every other pair that's pegged against it. This is exactly what we're waiting out for. And the psychology behind this trade, right? Always wait to react to the market. Now, don't assume because you have a perfect setup. Remember, you could have a perfect setup, but you could still have a very losing trade, right? So always don't assume the market is just going to go like that. Wait to see that play, right? After the push, wait for the exhaustion. After the exhaustion, go to the 15 minutes, 30 minutes to find a lower time frame entry confirmation for the next phase of the bullish injection into the market. Then definitely that we could get there. So thank you so much, right? If you love this video, if you find this video educative enough, you can subscribe to our YouTube at No Bad Trades Forex. Subscribe to our Instagram and follow us on Instagram at No Bad Trades. To get us on Telegram, like I said earlier, to catch up with our live weekly webinar before the market opening to to see the pairs we're looking at, to analyze just like we did last week, and we had 100% week, you can definitely get us on Telegram. You can see the our Telegram handle is right here in the college, right? And definitely you can watch more videos from our YouTube channel, like we said, and like, subscribe, and share to your friends. So thank you guys so much. Remember, don't assume for the market. Always react to whatever the information is given you. You're not in control of the markets. There's no reason assuming based on the feeling or you're feeling because the market doesn't care about your feeling. Thank you guys so much, and have a lovely week ahead.